Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, welcome to Group 4 presentation. So on this occasion, we would like to give a presentation about the development in adolescence. But before that, let me introduce you to my team. First, I'm Sakina Amanatullah, and next is my friends Yelsi, Paramadina, then Tiara, Anjani, Wibowo, and then Wisha, Aulia, Sari, and the last one is Tegar, Sabriansyah. Okay, well, there are 4 content that we are going to explain to you. So for the first one is about the definitions of development in adolescence, then the characteristic of it. Next is about the duties in adolescence, and the last one is the development change in adolescence. So for the first material, I'm going to explain it to you. So the development of adolescence. Adolescence is a period of transition from childhood to adulthood. The word adolescence is come from the Latin word which is adolentia, that is mean teenager, or it's mean to grow or to grow into an adult. So this adolescence is the age of individuals who are in the age of 10 until 19 years. Adolescence is divided into 3 categories, namely early adolescence, middle adolescence, and late adolescence. Early adolescence happening on 10 until 12 years old, and middle adolescence happening on 13 until 15 years old, and the last one is late adolescence is happen on 16 until 19 years old. So next is the development of adolescence is actually a period of development after childhood and towards adulthood, which includes physical, cognitive, emotional, social, moral, and religious awareness. This development involves the change from origin to maturity. Development is the process of developing skill, abilities, and capacities that are deals with the behavior aspect of a living being. So we can conclude that this development of adolescence is the important period that create all the developing skill to grow into an adult. So that's all the explanation from me. Next material is about the characteristic of adolescence. My friend will explain it to you.
Hello, my name is Yelsi Paramadina, and I'd like to continue to explain about material characteristic of adolescence. There are 5 characteristics of adolescence. The first one is adolescence is a period of transition. The second one is adolescence is a time of change. And the third is about adolescence is a time of trouble. And the 4, adolescence is a period of searching. And the last one is adolescence as the threshold of adulthood. Okay, the first one is adolescence is a period of transition. In this phase, the teenager is no longer a child and not an adult. On the other hand, the unclear status of the teenager is also beneficial because it gives him time to try different lifestyle and determine the behavior patterns, values, and traits that are more suitable for him. And the second one is adolescence is a time of change. The rate of change in attitude and behavior during adolescence parallels the rate of physical change. When physical change occurs rapidly, change in behavior and attitudes also occur rapidly. The third is adolescence is a time of trouble. Each period of development has its own problems, but the problem of adolescence is often a problem that is difficult to overcome for both boys and girls. The fourth is about adolescence is a period of searching for identity. In the early years of adolescence, adjustment to the group is still important for boys and girls. This ambiguous status of adolescence creates a dilemma that causes adolescents to experience identity crisis or ego-identity problem in adolescence. And the last one is about adolescence as the threshold of adulthood. As the legal age of maturity draws near, yet become restless to abandon the stereotype of teenager and to give the impression that they are almost an adult. Therefore, adolescents began to focus on behavior associated with adult status, namely smoking, drinking, using drugs, and engaging in free sex, which is quite disturbing. Okay, the next material will be explained by my friends. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Yelsi. Now, the next material I will explain about duties of the developmental in adolescence. According to Robert Heffenhart or Adam and Gulcha, 1983, took a psychosocial perspective. He argues that various periods in an individual's life require the completion of specific developmental tasks. These tasks are closely related to change in maturity, schooling, work, religious experience, and other things are prerequisites for fulfillment and happiness in life. The developmental duties of adolescents demand major change in children's attitudes and behavior patterns. As a result, few boys and girls are expected to master these texts during early adolescence, that alone those who measure it. And the next is duties of adolescence. The following are some of the developmental tasks of adolescence according to Heffenhart or Herlag 1990, including the first one is achieve new, more major relationship patterns with peers of the opposite sex in accordance with the beliefs and moral ethics prevailing in society. The second one is achieve social rules according to gender, in harmony with the social and cultural demands of society. And the third one is achieve the unity of the organs of the body and use them effectively according to their nature. The fourth one is accept and achieve a certain socially responsible behavior in society. The fifth one is achieve emotional freedom from parents and other adults and starts being yourself. The sixth one is prepare to achieve a certain career in economic. And the last one is obtain a set of values and an ethical system as a guide for behavior and develop an ideology for the purpose of civic life. The developmental tasks of this adolescent phase are closely related to cognitive development, namely the formal operational phase. The majority of the achievement of the cognitive phase at this level will gradually assess the ability to carry out the developmental tasks well. In order to fulfill and carry out these developmental tasks, adolescents need creative abilities. This creative ability is correlated by the cognitive development of adolescents.
The changes of developmental in adolescence is the physical growth, the onset of pubertal growth spurt, critical period of biological development, and the maximum growth age, such as changes in body shape, size, height and weight, facial proportion, and body. There are several kinds of adolescence development. First one, cognitive development. Cognitive development is a process of growing children's ability to think and reason. Cognitive development is defined as the emergence of the ability to consciously cognize, understand, and articulate their understanding in adult terms. Cognitive development is how a person perceives, thinks, and gains understanding of the world through the relation of genetic and relating factors. Next one is language development. The language of development of adolescents is complemented and enriched by the social environment in which they live. Typically, children develop receptive language abilities before their verbal or expressive language develops. Receptive language is the internal processing and understanding of language. As a receptive language continues to increase, expressive language begins to slowly develop.
Developmental change in adolescence. Emotional development in adolescence describes the emotional state of adolescents who are erratic, unstable, and explosive. Next, social development. During adolescence, social interaction with peers are wider and more complex than in previous time. And the last one, moral development. The development of morality in adolescence is an important thing for the social and personality development of a teenager. I think that's all explanation from our group. Thanks for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.